Alright, so we're back again with a little tip. We got a 19 and up GMC Sierra 1500 with the 5.3. Doing the oil cooler line. These are pretty common on these to come apart. I've already got the old one out. The old one separated here. The crimp just didn't hold and the hose come out. This thing poured oil everywhere. It's sitting right there. But to get that one out, I just cut the other hose and pulled it out as three separate pieces. You have each aluminum line, and then you have the main line that goes back to the cooler area right above the filter. So to get it in, I couldn't find a video on it, but the best way that I found to get it in is take that connector loose, and then that stud where, let's see if I can get my laser to work. Yeah. So that stud right there, take it loose. You'll already have this bracket. There we go. You'll already have this bracket undone because it's part of the assembly. I saw one guy said he just unclipped it from the lines, but I just took it out with the lines. It was just a little easier that way because it was kind of hard to get my hands up in there when I was up under it on the back side. So I just pulled the nut and pulled that whole piece out. But anyways, so you'll pull that stud, you'll pull this connector. God, I can't get the camera though. I'm trying to watch the camera and watch what I'm doing at the same time. But yeah, so connector, bracket, stud, pull all that, leave all that out. I left this bracket on. I probably could have pulled it off from here and put all this in and then put that back on, but I was able to get it in pretty easily. But what I did is it gets real tight in this area here, kind of from there to there. Especially when you're trying to put it in this way. These lower hoses, or the way that the bend is on these lines, it ends up in this area, and you can see where it was touching right there. What I did was I flipped the whole thing over 180 degrees, so it's upside down from how it's supposed to go in. Stuck it in. When you remove that stud and that connector, you're able to rotate it 180 degrees to get it to sit where it's supposed to. And so you put this end to end first. I tried it the other way and it just doesn't go in. So put this end in, and then you can just fish your lines up through there. I took all the little connectors loose so so the lines could move individually of each other, and I was able to get them in. They're not in their respective spots yet, but they basically just cinch up in there like that. And I know this is kind of hard lighting, but it's kind of hard to get up in here. But yeah, there's a little tip on how to get up to it. Look up here. So there's the cooler itself, and it goes right up there above the oil filter. So this will be at 180 degrees around. So where your screws or your bolts go in, this piece here, that's where it bolts to the block. There's no other hardware. Oh, and I took the sensor out. I'll have to put the sensor back in. It's a 24 millimeter. I think it's the same size as an oil pressure sensor socket, but I just grabbed a 24 millimeter deep well 6-point and used that to take it loose. So I'll stick that on there real quick before I get all this tightened up, so that way I still have plenty of room to put it up in there. But yeah, you get that in. It is kind of a tight fit. The heat shield there. There we go. The heat shield there does kind of get in the way a little bit, so I just bent it out of the way. It's just the lower corner of it, and once you bend it out of the way, it'll clear. But yeah, so there you go. There's a quick little tip on how to do that. Like, so this is on a 19 and up. I tried this. The date on this one's 10/18. I looked it up as an 18. Got a couple, but it was showing the previous design. It doesn't show this front end. This is the one that's got that tray that's right behind the grill. I say tray, it's just a little cutout area. I've got it sitting in the bed. But we took all that out because we were trying to find the leak initially before we found that problem. But apparently it's a common problem. Saw a lot of videos of guys talking about how the cooler line will blow itself apart just right at the crimp. And so watch out for that if you have a 19 and up. And I think it might be like 14 to current. I can't remember. But I know this truck is 19 to up, and that's what I found for this style line. There's like 2 different styles, and the other one is 18 and back. So there you go.